My name's Chipmunk. I'm so glad to see you at the park tonight. I sure hope you brought me some food, because I'm really hungry. You see, I'm so used to having campers and other park visitors feed me that I can't even remember the last time I had to go out and find my own food. That wouldn't be a big deal if I was like my cousin the ground squirrel and hibernated in the wintertime, but no, I'm a chipmunk. And I'm active all winter long, and I'm going to have to rely on food that I can store to get me through the winter. You know, I have a brother, Dale. We used to hang out every Saturday morning. Yeah, he tried to tell me that it wasn't a good idea to hang out with the campers. He said I'd get lazy. He said, you should spend more time just in the edge of the timber like you're supposed to, eating things like, well, slugs and snails and some insects in the spring and summer, and well, hickory nuts and acorns and walnuts in the fall and winter. But I told him, I said, hanging out with the campers makes my life so easy. You know that when I'm hanging out with the campers, well, they feed me all sorts of things. Cookies, cake, candy, sandwiches, potato chips. You can't even believe how much stuff they feed me. But sometimes they don't feed me. And that's okay too, because, well, I'm small enough, I can sneak right in, chew a few holes here and there, and voila, there I am, eating the food they don't even know I'm eating. Yep, while they're busy worrying about things like raccoons and bears getting into their food, I snuck in and ate it anyway. Of course, when I start chewing on things, I do quite a bit of damage, and well, the campers, they usually get pretty angry. But I don't really care, because you know what? In a few days, those campers are going to leave and some new campers are going to come, and all I have to do is act all cute again and come a little close and chatter a little bit, and they almost always feed me. Lately, though, I've been getting pretty concerned. I haven't seen near as many people in the campgrounds. You guys are the first people I've seen in 2 or 3 days. And I'm getting pretty hungry sitting around here waiting for food. And well, since you guys didn't say that you brought me anything to eat, I guess I'm going to have to go see if there's anything left out here for me to find and eat and hopefully store for my winter meals. So I'm going to send you guys on, and thanks for stopping by today. And just remember, though, the next time you're in the parks, please don't feed the chipmunks. We need to find our own food so that we can survive in the winter. We'll see you later.
Hi, I'm Camilla the Crow, and today I'm going to tell you all about myself at the Halloween hike. Yeah, so crows are black feathers, black eyes, black toes, black head, a black squarish tail. Literally every part of us is black. Yes, we are very well known for our sounds like caw, caw. Can you do that at home? Try it. 1, 2, 3. Caw, caw. Very good. We make 20 other sounds as well, but I mean, really, most people know us for the cawing that we do. So that's kind of cool. Now, our whole theme at the Halloween hike this year is about camping with critters. And so I'm wondering if any of you at home camp. Because I like to go camping. I especially like it when people leave peanuts on their camp picnic table, and then I can go and eat the peanuts. So never leave your picnic table full of peanuts if you don't want a visitor like a crow. Now, other things I like to eat at your campsite. Well, I like your garbage, and I like your compost bin, and I would also like your cat and dog food. Yes, if you leave your cat and dog food out, like especially if you're gone camping with your dog and maybe you feed him in the morning and he doesn't eat all of his food, maybe that happens to you. It does not happen to other people possibly, but I would come and eat your leftover dog food. And if you leave your dog food in a container that I can find in your garage, I will totally eat your dog food from there too, right out of your garage if it's open and I can get in. So anyway, I do like to eat lots of things. One time, I ate a bird out of a nest, and it was a baby bird, and I know it's not cool to eat baby birds, but I did it, and it was good, but I know I'm not supposed to do that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing that. Okay, let's talk about something more fun than baby birds. I get tired of eating other things like worms and berries and whatnot, so sometimes that's what happens. Yeah. So how long does a crow live? Well, we live to be about 7 or 8 years old, and it's actually kind of neat because crows, we live in a family just like you might live in a family, right? And so it's part of our job to take care of the little ones in the family, and we do jobs to help our moms and dads, and both mom and dad, they both build a nest, and they like conifer trees. Now where we're at right here, these trees behind me, those are not conifer trees. Those are trees that are losing their leaves. Conifer trees are trees with cones, and they have pine needles, kind of like a Christmas tree. Yeah? That's where we like to build our nest anyway. And when mom, she has eggs, she has around 3 to 9 eggs. Yeah, so we like hanging out with the young ones and doing some duties to help take care of them. Now, we also like to be social. Yeah, we like to go and have parties. You know where we like to party? I bet it's the same place you do. It's a cornfield. Do you guys like to go out and hang out in the cornfields? No? Okay, well, anyway, I like to hang out in the cornfields. So, when I do, I can have lots of friends. Lots and lots of friends. Hundreds and hundreds of them. When we're in the cornfield. But then I remember how important my family is, and so then I go back to town, and I go hang out with my family, and then there's maybe only like 20 of us in town. So that's a lot different than the hundreds in the cornfields, right? So gotta take care of your family, but still socialize once in a while. Yes, it's very important to do so. Okay, well, enough about all of that. Crows are really intelligent birds. We can do amazing things, like sometimes it's been written about crows finding a fence post, and we've made a little tool, almost like a screwdriver, to kind of pick at the insects that are inside that old wooden fence. Yeah, or one time a crow friend of mine, she was like held in captivity because maybe she had a broken wing or something, and they kept giving her dog food and dry dog food over and over again because they thought she really liked it, right? Well, she got tired of it being dry, so she made a little cup, and she got some water in the cup, and she poured that on her food, and then the food was nice and mushy. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. So crows are very intelligent birds. Have you ever seen one hit on the road, like those silly possums and raccoons and things like that? I mean, they're hit all the time, but not us beautiful crows. We fly really well, really strong. It's almost like we're rowing when we fly. That's how good of a flyer we are. So just know that crows, a very large, a very intelligent bird. If you remember nothing else, you have to remember that. Crows, we are very large, intelligent birds. Okay, thanks so much. Have a good night.
Hello, precious humans. Don't you look delicious tonight? I am a deer tick, sometimes called a black-legged tick. Well, there's more than over a dozen species of ticks in the state of Iowa, with deer ticks, wood ticks, and lone star ticks being the most common. We are very active from March to November. I started off my life, it was such a wonderful life. Oh, back in May of 2019, my dear mother, oh yes, she was so dear, she laid me and my 1,500 brothers and sisters in a giant egg mass on the forest floor. And we all hatched and we crawled a short little distance to a little plant where we crawled up and waited for an animal to come. We got the nickname seed ticks because we're so itty bitty and we only had 6 legs. So I was waiting on that plant and I waited for a mouse to come by and I attached myself to the mouse. I bit him and I drank his blood, and when I was full, I dropped off and I grew into my next stage of life where I was a nymph and I grew 2 more legs. I had 8 legs. Oh, but I was still pretty tiny. So I waited, and as a nymph, I can eat most any mammals, like humans, or reptiles, or birds, and I wait to take a bite out of them. And then when I get full, I drop off, and then I developed into what I am now. I'm an adult. Ah, yes, I'm such a mature adult. And now I am waiting for my last stage of life where I am waiting for, like a deer or a dog or maybe a human. Have you seen any humans here tonight? That sounds delicious. I'm so hungry. Oh, you know what I'm really hungry for? A bear. If you guys see a bear tonight, come back, tell me, because, oh, yummy. That would be so good to have a bear tonight. Ah, yes. Well, now, if blood-sucking, disease-carrying parasites aren't really your thing, you'd probably make a plan to eradicate us. But you know what? We have a purpose. It's a terrifying purpose. I'm just so scared. We are a food source. So many reptiles, amphibians, and birds, they like to eat us. Oh, yes. But possums, oh gosh, possums are terrifying creatures. Possums are the worst. They eat every tick they find on them. They're so good at grooming themselves, and they'll lick them right off and eat them and swallow us. One possum in one season can eat up to 5,000 ticks. Oh, my poor brothers and sisters. Oh, dear, dear. Well, we do actually help with wild animal populations. We actually help. We spread disease, so we kind of help. So nature's all about survival of the fittest. So if we spread a disease, it actually helps because the strongest will survive and the weakest, well, they might die. But as a seed tick or as a nymph, I may have bit into an animal that had Lyme's disease, and I now might be a carrier of that Lyme's disease. So if I bite into a deer or a mouse, now I might share that Lyme's disease with them. So then the survival of the fittest are the ones that survive. Well, now, those crazy creatures, humans, they really don't care for us because, to be honest, nymphs are probably the worst stage of ticks for humans because that's the ones that you can't really find if they get on you and they can pass on Lyme's disease to people. So let me give you a few tips. If you're out hiking or if you're camping, always check yourself for ticks right away when you get in. Check your pets and see if you can find any ticks. Be very careful at removing them. Take a tweezers and pull with a nice, gentle, slow motion. Don't twist or tug because our mouth parts like to get stuck in you. But if you really don't want to have ticks on you, well, wear long pants, wear socks, wear a good sturdy pair of shoes. And if you really, I can't even believe I'm sharing this with you. If you really don't want us to get on you, stick your pants into your socks. It is so hard to bite onto a human if they do that to us. So I guess since you weren't going to let me eat you or suck your blood tonight, you might as well just keep going on the trail and you come back. Tell me if you see a bear.
Good evening. I am the masked bandit. Masked, well, for obvious reasons, and bandit because I'm a thief. a robber who goes in faraway places to get what I want. And you know what else I am? I'm capable. I'm capable of leaping tall buildings in a single bound. Oh, wait, that's a different superhero. But I'm capable of ruining your camping experience overnight. I'm also omnivorous. I'll eat anything. Meat, plants, and trash. That's right, your garbage. And I'm dexterous. I'm able to handle things, climb. I have such long fingers. I have great dexterity. I'm also a scavenger. Being a scavenger means I have a great sense of smell, and I use that to find the things that I want, because I'm also opportunistic. Meaning, I'll find what I find, I'll eat what I'll eat, and I'm always looking for the next place to make my den and rest. I'm also nocturnal. Maybe that's why you're seeing me here tonight. And ubiquitous. That's one of my favorite words. Can you say that with me? Ubiquitous. Very nice. It means everywhere. You can find me everywhere. Your backyard, your garbage, your campground, your cornfields. In the cities, in the sewers, you name it, I'm there to be found. And I'm also wanted. I'm wanted out of those places. And as they sometimes say, I'm wanted, dead or alive. Ah! Dead! No, please don't kill me. Please, it's just my nature. No, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I can't help it that I like to eat cute little wood ticks and fish. Anyway, what can you do about me? Absolutely nothing. JK. No, what you really can do are the same things your parents and your teachers tell you every day. Pick up and clean up. Two basic things. Pick up things. Put them away, because you know what? With my dexterity and my fingers, I can get into containers. So you may even want to lock them. And you want to clean up. Remember, I have that great sense of smell. So you want to clean off surfaces so I can't smell that food has been there, because I will come. So that's all you have to do is pick up and clean up. Now you might be interested to know that the Native American term raccoon means the animal who scratches. Again, talking about how able I am to move my thumbs and my fingers. I also know my scientific name. Do you know yours? Huh? Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, you do? Well, I'm glad you know it. Homo sapiens. That's humans. And for me, raccoon, Procyon lotor. Procyon meaning before the dog. I don't know why humans decided I was before the dog. I probably clean up after him. And lotor meaning washing. Now there's this old story that raccoons wash everything before they eat it. Hey guys, that's really not exactly the case. You see, I just have so many sensory receptacles in my hands and my paws that senses are enhanced when they're moist. So by getting my paws wet, I smell things so much better. And who doesn't want to smell their garbage before they eat it? Yeah, well, you know, I have some friends. There's one up the trail that's just waiting to meet you and share more information with you about getting along with camping in the woods. So I want you to get ready to head on down the trail and be careful. Have a good night and watch out for the masked bandit.
Hi everybody, I am Barry the Black Bear, and what I've found from talking to people in Iowa is that a lot of people in Iowa don't know much about black bears. And black bears used to roam across Iowa, but a long time ago when the Europeans settled Iowa, they overhunted the bears and there were no more bears. But nowadays we get some bears that visit from other states like Wisconsin and Minnesota. And most of those bears are young male bears or boy bears, and they are looking for a territory or a place to be, and they're also looking for girlfriends. But since most of the bears that come here are all males as far as we know, there are no girlfriends to be had, so they eventually wander back up to Wisconsin or Minnesota. Now, I'm guessing you can figure out why I'm a black bear, because I have mostly black fur. We do have some tan or brownish fur on our muzzle area around our mouth and nose, and sometimes we have big white patches of fur on our chest. Most of the black bears look pretty similar, but they can look a little bit different with those patches. Now, black bears can get to be very large sometimes. A very large male black bear can be up to 900 pounds or so, which is very big, but a small female might only be 150 pounds. Usually black bears are between 150 and 500 pounds as adults. And if you're looking at a 500 pounder, that's still a very big male. So usually we're a bit smaller than that. As far as food goes, black bears like to eat lots of things. We eat both plants and animals, so we are called omnivores. We've got sharp teeth in the front of our mouth, which are great for biting and tearing meat. And in the back of our mouth, just like people, we've got those flat chewing teeth that are good for chewing on veggies and fruits and things like that and grinding stuff down. So as far as animals go, we'll eat all sorts of stuff. We are very opportunistic, which means if we have the opportunity or the chance to get something, we will take it. So as far as animals go, I'll eat fawn deer or baby deer if they're around in the springtime. I will eat rats and fish and all sorts of things. We can run pretty fast, up to 35 miles per hour, but only for a short distance. So we're not gonna run down a deer or anything, an adult deer or anything like that. So, but we usually use our noses to find a lot of our food. We don't have great eyesight, but our noses are extraordinary. I can smell food from over a mile away, and I'll use that sniffer and it'll follow me to where I need to go. So depending on the time of the year, I might smell out some blueberry bushes that are growing blueberries when I'm up north, or maybe mulberries around here in Iowa. All sorts of fruits I'll eat. I'll also eat grasses and roots and things like that from different plants. So we eat a wide variety of foods. And I especially like it when you guys go out camping and you leave your food out overnight. Even if it's in a cooler, we can get most coolers open. We're pretty smart, and we've got our claws that are good for digging into things and whatnot. Especially big old logs on the forest floor. I get a lot of good bugs out of there and grubs and things like that. But the campers like to leave their food out, and much like the raccoons and other critters, we like to eat that food too. And I really love it when you guys leave your s'mores fixins out, because those marshmallows are delicious. And garbage too. If you guys leave your garbage out, we'll dig through there until we find some good food to eat, because if it smells good, it's probably going to taste good. So, as far as what you should do if you run into a black bear, well, my suggestion is keep your distance. Let them do their thing and you do yours. You can watch from a distance as long as you want, as long as they don't know you're there. Once they find out you're there, they're going to run away, most likely. But sometimes people get too close to bears, and sometimes there can be incidents. So if you are close to a bear, especially you little ones out there, probably find a big person to stand behind first. And you don't want to run, because remember, bears can run really fast, and if you run, they might think you're food. So just try to get behind somebody that's big, and if they have a coat or a jacket on, hold it out real wide and make a lot of noise and say, "Hey bear, get out of here. You don't want to be here." And usually if they hear your voice, they're going to go running. So if a bear gets really close to an adult, the best thing to do is fight back, but that's with black bears, not brown bears. So black bears are much tamer than brown bears as far as dealing with people. So, well, I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween hike and you have a fantastic Halloween. Have a good night.